Hello, my bump, bruised, and blessed family. It is Memorial Day weekend here in the US, so I'm going to keep it lighter today. I'm talking about a topic that is almost hilarious, when it comes to narcissists. These people are so preposterous and inconceivable. I'm going to talk about narcissistic injury. For those of you that have been with me, thank you for being here on this roller coaster of a ride. We're all in this together. Narcissists are a nightmare, rest assured. For anyone that's new, welcome to the family. Sorry you know this nightmare. I'm sorry we all know this nightmare, but we're doing it together and we're better people, if that's possible, from what we've endured. Anyway, narcissistic injury. I have witnessed this from every angle. My mother was the primary narcissist. I was entangled. I don't like to call it a relationship, but like 20 years ago, I was with a loser narcissist. And it's amazing the way you see this go down. So narcissism, as we well know, is rooted in a severely compromised self-perception. They have the biggest inferiority complex on the planet. Narcissists are so fragile. Another thing I noticed about narcissists is, we're all hypervigilant and super attuned to other people's feelings and moods. That's just because that was survival for us, right? Like, we had to be on our toes all the time, walking on eggshells to deal with the narcissist in our lives, particularly when they're your parent. You're always trying to gain their approval. You're always trying to get them to love you and pay attention to you. So that's a residual effect that we have experienced. But narcissists are that way as well. Why? Because their entire identity is rooted in external perceptions of them. They live for external validation. That's all they have. They can't make genuine connections with people. They don't have any substantial, formative connections in their lives. They can't do it. They just don't have what it takes. Gabor Mate says this, and I love Gabor Mate, as you well know. He says that vulnerability leads to growth. So we know that narcissists are unable to be vulnerable in any way. They have contrived this elaborate world of their own creation where they live, in the center, they're grandiose, they're entitled, all that stuff. So they've constructed this entire world that's rooted in the false premise that they're so special, right? They do no wrong. They take no accountability. So I just read something that I loved. It was saying that there is no such thing as narcissistic injury because, as you probably well know, narcissists are not strong enough to take any criticism or anything unfavorable thrown in their direction. They can't deal with it. So they will either avoid that person in that situation, or they will entirely ghost the situation. They'll just avoid it, get away from it, anything they can do. They will explain themselves ad nauseum. They will always rationalize their misdeeds, misgivings, their dastardly ways, their malicious actions, all the wrongs they've done. They have good reason for it. External locus of control. The world has wronged them in some way. So they deserve to live their best lives, right? They've been wronged and they should be constantly avenging that. This is their deluded, wild conception of life. It is a mental disorder. Their pathology, it's like, allows them to live in this world of delusion, you know? It's insane. So if you try to confront a narcissist with something you don't like or something that they've done wrong, they have a reason. Like, they think about this stuff all the time so that they can justify themselves or explain their misgivings away, you know? There's a reason for everything. So narcissistic injury, I mean, I guess you could argue that there's like they're forced to tolerate low levels of it at one point or another. You know, if someone's criticizing them or calling them out on something, that will get their ego, that will be a hit. However, their deluded minds are always working. They're always looking to justify themselves, rationalize themselves. That's a narcissist for you. It's like a house of cards, right? It's like one false swoop and it's over. But they're well aware of this, and they are well aware of, you know, people that are on their side. They have like a black and white view of the world. It's either my team or not my team. You're either for me or you're against me. So they will always surround themselves with cohorts, enablers. I saw this with my mother, you know, with the henchman enabler. He will defend her to the death. She does no wrong. With my ex, like, forget it. All of his friends were just followers. You know, they say that narcissists don't have friends, they have followers. They just have people that will boost up their egos and tell them how great they are. And narcissistic injury, a low level, maybe they can, you know, skirt through it. But like anything substantial that will threaten the narcissist's delusions is completely avoided, completely excluded from their lives. Narcissists are so fragile. You know, as I was saying, we are hypervigilant because we had to be. It was survival for us. But for the narcissist, it's like they're always attuned to like everyone around them, like, and like to a compulsive extent. What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? You know, like, I'm good. You know, it's like they have to always have your allegiance. They always have to have you on their side or they won't deal with you. And if they know that they're like being questioned in any way or the spotlight is on their malicious actions, they'll just avoid it. So, all right, you guys, that was a light topic. It's like I think of things I'm going to discuss and then there's always something else. So, wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. It's so nice and sunny here. I have to tell you, I don't ever remember Memorial Day weekend being this beautiful. And like back in the day, when I used to go down the shore and have a shore house with all the phony friends, it was always a miserable weekend. That was like when you moved in. It was always like rainy and crummy. And these houses were always really rough and ugh. I'm thrilled to not be in that place anymore. My book is coming out soon. Thank you for asking about pre-orders. I don't think it's an option. So, but I'll keep you guys updated. every step of the way. Please like, share, subscribe if you're not already. I love you and I appreciate you all. I'll be back.